Good morning. This is Santa Clarita Mayor Cameron Smyth, and I thought in light of the recent announcements from both the County of Los Angeles and the state of California, it was appropriate for me to share with you what those orders mean for us here in Santa Clarita. Last night, the county and state issued their safer at home orders, and the purpose of this order is to further limit gatherings to less than 10 people and call and require the closure of malls, retail centers, shopping centers, and non-essential businesses. As we all know, this is an effort to reduce and slow the spread of the coronavirus here throughout Los Angeles County. Just a few updates. In Santa Clarita, we are now up to 5 confirmed cases in the Santa Clarita Valley, with the number of cases in LA County growing to 231, and we expect certainly those numbers countywide to continue to grow in the short term. The supervisor and the governor have asked, again, that people do what you can to stay at home and only go out for essential services and needs. And so what does that mean? I know that there are a number of questions about what constitutes essential, and so I'd like to share some of those answers for you now. First, essential services continue to be our grocery stores, and any type of food service will remain open. Pharmacies, medical providers, restaurants are still open for deliveries and takeout, as well as our banks and financial institutions. Gas stations will also remain open because the importance of those who are working in the essential services still need to be able to get to and from work. Some businesses that are now not going to be open as of last night, again, dining in to restaurants, bars and nightclubs, entertainment venues, gyms, fitness studios, convention centers, and others. And please keep in mind that there shall be no gatherings of more than 10 people. And when you do have those smaller gatherings, please practice that social distancing of 6 feet or more. So our city parks, I had mentioned in my last that our city parks were open, and they continue to be so. I think it's important, and I share the governor's and supervisor's directive that it's still important for people to be out and to exercise. So as long as the weather permits, our city parks are open. They are currently open today, and they are staffed. The restrooms will remain open and will be cleaned on a regular basis. But do keep in mind that any of our city parks that have a play structure, those structures are to be closed. So please keep that in mind as you visit our parks and enjoy our trail system that is also open, weather permitting. So again, you can still go to the grocery store, get your medications, supplies, call a plumber, electrician, exterminator if you have home needs. Auto repair stations are still open. The city's transportation is still running at full capacity. We also have opened the city's what we call the EOC, the Emergency Operations Center. It is not staffed, and it is at its lowest level, but we have decided to at least open that in case there are in case the need arises. The city continues to provide the same services that we had spoke about last week. The city management office, our transportation services, communications, street maintenance, graffiti removal, trash service, park maintenance, our transportation department, urban forestry, planning, parking enforcement, permit center, film office. They are still available on request only, appointment only. And one thing about our parking enforcement, and while it is still critical that emergency crews have the ability to access neighborhoods and trails, and where that will still be enforced, we are going to pull back a little bit on our parking enforcement to a complaint only. We realize that with a lot of people now working from home, that is going to change the standard parking structure that the people are used to. I know that the governor had also mentioned his expectation that schools will not go back into session. That is something that is, I think, still being reviewed by our local school districts. I have spoken to them, and their feeling is they will do whatever is directed to ensure that the kids are safe and the students are still receiving the best possible education they can. If you are a family that has relied on the student meal program in the past, those services are still being provided. If you visit scvschoolnutrition.org, you will see a list of school sites that are open. Our senior center continues to provide the drive-through lunch program as well. So, as you can tell, there is still a lot of changes. I expect that we will still have more updates throughout the weekend. But it's important that we do the best we can while maintain our normal life and our normal schedule, that we truly follow these directives that have been outlined by the state and the county. It's been disappointing at times to see whether it's been a business or residents either ignoring some of the directives, whether it be around social distancing or dining in. And all that's going to do is prolong these orders. The county order is set to expire on April 19th, and it's certainly my hope that if we all do our part, that order will come to a close on April 19th, and we will be able to start turning the corner. That being said, we have seen a number of great examples of Santa Clarita coming together. I know several of our grocery stores, including Vallarta Markets, have chosen to open up early to allow for our seniors and those with mobility issues to do their shopping before they open up to the general public. And that is certainly the type of leadership and example of the finest that Santa Clarita has to offer. So I know that Santa Clarita is no stranger to adversity. Certainly in the last several months since October, we've gone through fires, a school shooting, and now a global pandemic. But each time Santa Clarita has come together to take care of one another, to do what we need to do for our community and for our neighbors. And I have no doubt that we will do the same here. And I have every confidence that Santa Clarita will once again set an example for the rest of the country on how to respond to a crisis. If you have questions, the city is still open. You can reach out to us at 661-259-CITY, and we will do the best we can to provide answers that you may have. So thank you, Santa Clarita, for all that you do. Stay strong, and I will continue to provide updates as they are passed along to me.